Welcome back. Let's go. Today's subject: should you invest in Bitcoin? It's kind of a loaded question, but I'm glad you tuned in. If you clicked to this video, you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. Should you invest in Bitcoin? This is a surprisingly simple yet surprisingly complicated question. Lots of people are finding themselves wondering if they've missed the boat, if it's too late. Maybe they should do something else. Is there a next to Bitcoin? There's a lot of questions that circle this space, and they are logical, rational questions that we all ask ourselves. In today's episode, we're going to do something a little special. I'm going to do my best to answer this question. I'm going to give you my experience, pros, cons, and I'm going to try to give you an unbiased look at the answer to the question: should you invest in Bitcoin? So lock in, hit the like button, subscribe, join our crew. Let us know if you're in the chat today. Thrusters engaged. That's right. I know it took me a little bit to get live here. This is going to be a hard one, but an easy one. It's a really two-sided question. So let's start with, who is Bitcoin for? I think Bitcoin is for everyone, personally. I think the younger you are, the more advantaged you are to investing in Bitcoin. I think if you're at the end of your investment cycle, if you're retired, I don't know, you're 70, you're living at home, you're living from your dividends of your Social Security, maybe Bitcoin isn't quite the right thing for you. Still, I think there's an argument to be made there, but I don't know if you need that extra risk and reward. And so I'll start it that way. It's for everyone, but I think there is a bias towards the younger you are. A lot of us are millennials in here. Hopefully some Gen X, some Gen A, whatever things are coming next. Hear this. You guys are at such an advantage. Your horizon timeline for an investment like this is phenomenal. Is amazing. The more years that you are able to basically sit on investments, the better off you become. And that's true everywhere. Not just Bitcoin, pretty much everything. The longer your time investment is, the better off you're going to be at the end. What do you need to invest? So there is, unfortunately, some minimums to invest. You need to be able to have income. I know if you don't have a job, investing probably not the right next step, right? If you don't have income, if you don't have disposable income, that's the key. Can't really invest in Bitcoin. You can't invest with money you don't have, and nor should you invest in anything with money you don't have and can't afford to lose. So that means no taking out loans, no mortgaging your house, etc. You need to have a stable financial situation to begin investing at all in anything. So unfortunately, the unsexy answer to start with is, in order to invest, you need to be able to look at your income, your financial situation, and you need to be able to do something that we all kind of fear doing, and that is budgeting. Budgeting does not mean that you are denying yourself things. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to do the things you want to do. It's actually the opposite. People don't really understand what budgeting is. Budgeting is simply looking at your financial situation. What amount of money are you making a week or a month, whatever, your paycheck? What are you spending? And you have to be honest with yourself. You can't just lie. What are you spending? Like, for instance, when I did this the first time, I had like a $300 alcohol budget. Helps you take a look at what you're doing and where your money's going. When you have more money coming in than going out, you are able to invest. If you have dollars at the end of the day that you can, after you've covered food, utilities, rent, car, leisure, like the things you like to do for fun. That could be an alcohol budget. It could be anything. Once all those things in your life are covered, what is left? Once you have money left over, and that's a great position to be in, not everyone is in it. And this is probably the biggest divider between who can and who can't invest in Bitcoin and really anything else, is, do you have money left over? If you have money left over, where is it going? Are you putting that money into your bank account? You're just to sit there? While I can't say for sure that investing in Bitcoin is always right for you in that scenario, what I can say is putting money into your bank to do nothing is probably the worst thing you can do with it. Someone at the beginning, Bullish Mike, said, never invest money you can't afford to lose. And I kind of jokingly said, well, if you're saving money in fiat, in dollars, like in your bank, then you're losing money. You're guaranteed losing money. And I was just trolling him. But there is some fact to that. There is some reality to that. Dollars sitting, accruing less than inflation, accruing less interest than inflation. Really, you could say less than market, but less than inflation are just dollars you're losing. The worst thing you could do is put that money under your mattress, get 0% on it. That you're literally burning it. You're burning it while you sleep on it. Once you have that money left over, you decide, okay, I'm smart enough that I don't want to put this in my bank to do nothing. What do I want to do with it? There are obviously more options than Bitcoin. There are stocks. There are a multitude of things you can put money into and look for a return. At the end of the day, all return is going to scale with risk. So you can look at something like a government bond and say, there's virtually zero risk, but my return is going to be basically zero. It's going to be equal to inflation. So instead of your dollars losing value to inflation like they would under your bed, when you buy bonds, these safe investments, you're just kind of keeping up with it. So you're not really losing or gaining. What sucks is you're not getting anywhere. You're staying exactly where you were. You're treading water, which is still, again, a step up from putting it under your mattress, but not quite doing anything. And when we save money and when we have extra money, the purpose of that, for most people, I'm talking for myself and for what people have told me in general, is that they want to improve their life situation. They want that money to generate yield. They want to change their situation, right? And that's the point of taking this money, and instead of spending it on whatever random stuff they decide to buy that day, investing it and trying to have a better future where maybe they can retire someday. So there are many places they could put it. All of them are going to scale that way. The more return you get, the more risk you're going to take on. And this is where I think Bitcoin really comes into the picture, is Bitcoin's return is so high and that risk level is not quite proportionate. I think over time it's going to scale out that way, meaning Bitcoin is slowing down. We might even see that here on this chart. This is the full history of Bitcoin's price action from 2010 all the way to today. The journey from 1 cent to 120,000 like we're at right now. Over time, that's slowing down a little bit. What it's really doing is it's seeking out that risk and reward curve, and it's smoothing. It's smoothing. The good news is that I believe that the risk is still higher than the reward. And I think we can put this into the context of many things. So if you could find another asset that was appreciating as quickly as Bitcoin, would it have a lower or higher risk? I would argue the risk would almost certainly be higher, simply because there are very few assets that are anywhere close to what Bitcoin is doing year over year. And anything that likely would offer that is going to come with a lot of risk. You could look at something that might be in between bonds and Bitcoin, and that'd be like stocks, indexes, not individual stocks, but indices, the S&P, Dow, etc., Russell, whatever you want to look at. Those returns are going to be basically called market returns. Market returns are great. Market returns are, I would say, the minimum of what anybody wants to get. They are above inflation, pretty much by definition, meaning your money is, or your value, your net worth is growing over time versus shrinking or even staying sideways. And the risk is going to be less, we can say, than Bitcoin. Its returns are going to be less as well. Those are a good option. Those are a good option too. Pretty much anything beating inflation is a good option. If you can do that, this is something they never taught me in school. They never, my parents, my family didn't know anything about this. They were poor. If you can beat inflation and you can save money, invest money, you can change the course of your financial future. If you can't do these things, meaning you don't have any money left over month, paycheck over paycheck to invest or save, you're not going anywhere. Your situation is basically only going to change through some kind of crazy windfall. Maybe you win the lottery. Maybe a rich relative dies, gives you their stuff. Maybe your parents pass away, they give you your house. That's the only way your situation is going to change. And so at the heart of this, it is very much a look inside at what your life looks like financially. Sometimes you can make changes to balance that budget better, where you do end up with a surplus that might be cutting things you don't want to cut. But I think most of the time that's not the point of it. The point of it is to just take a look at what you're doing. Got a little sidetracked. So You have basically bonds, the lowest risk. You have stocks, which, you know, people say stocks are a lower risk than Bitcoin, but I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way. I would say stocks are, as indices, are less volatile than Bitcoin, but I don't know. Less risky doesn't really make sense to me. If you were to look at it through a lens of, okay, I'm going to invest my money in the stock market, and in any given time period, I need to have a return, right? So in a week, in a month, in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you need like a return. I think stocks could more safely deliver that, or more consistently deliver that, because their volatility is lower. But like I said, the younger you are when you approach these things, the better off you are, because you don't have that specific time period. You don't have, okay, I need this in 3 years. In 3 years, what's going to be the best return for me? That's a question in investing that is a terrible question to ask, and it pretty much just gets people wrecked. The more time you can let something sit, the better. And I think my major argument for Bitcoin over most things is that the relative risk and the return, when you don't cherry pick a time frame, pretty much beats everything. That's how I see it. I know you're thinking, but what about Ethereum? What about XRP? What about Fartcoin, man? What about Fartcoin? Fartcoin's up 1 jillion% today. Those are also on this curve. And so I think everything that exists on this curve belongs in a portfolio, but that's not every coin. But everything has a place in a portfolio, meaning I don't think anyone should be all in on Bitcoin. Sorry, Sailor. I think someone who is looking to change their life over time wants to invest in many different things. The majority of that investment in something lower risk that does still beat inflation, some of it into higher risk things, give you those little moon tickets. As long as it's beating inflation, that's the key metric, it is okay. So you look at, I don't know, these other coins and you're saying they're going up so much more, Bitcoin's boring. You know, if you're saying all these good things about Bitcoin, then why not XYZ coin? XYZ coin is really small. It's the next Bitcoin. It's, you know, it's going to do the same thing. The risk curve on that is so high. You have virtually a guaranteed chance for most things of losing money on something with that high of risk. Crypto sits on a giant spectrum of this, where Bitcoin is definitely the safest, lowest risk thing, and then it goes all the way out into, I don't know, pump.fun meme coin scam rug pull things where, yeah, maybe made a bunch of money, someone did maybe, but 99 out of 100 times you do that, you just end up with nothing. It's all about that risk to reward, all about that potential win to that potential loss. And I think that Bitcoin sits right in that Goldilocks zone of beating inflation, beating market, without taking on the crazy risks of these other, you know, promises of high return things. Something to keep in mind, please, is none of this is financial advice. I haven't given anyone financial advice so far in this anyway. I haven't told you to buy or not buy anything. We're just talking about concepts of investing. But please, at the end of the day, everyone has to make their own decisions. You have to think for yourselves. I'm just running through how I think about it, how I approach it, and hopefully that resonates with some people, because this has changed my life at least. I grew up very poor. No one in my family knew about investing. Nobody taught me about investing. I basically found Bitcoin early 2017, said, hey, this is going to change the world. I'm going to put all my pennies into it. And that's basically what I did for years. Not the richest person in the world, but I've gone from the welfare kid in our group to now my friends think I'm rich. My friends thinking I'm rich is a low bar, but everyone has to kind of take this adventure and journey on themselves. And if you find yourself right, I think you need to do the research. You need to look into why people do believe in Bitcoin, why they think it will exist, why they think the risk curve out into the future is low, at least compared to its return. And I think really the biggest step here, if you're hearing this, is taking that first step into understanding how people actually gain money, how people actually gain wealth, how they gain net worth. It's not by working hard, bro. We have been sold the biggest crock of goods. The hardest working people I know do not make money. They don't make shit. The people that I know that make the most money barely work. It is not from working hard. We've been lied to. It's from understanding this concept of wealth growth over time, and kind of that underlying minimum level of the inflation factor, right? Of it siphoning value away from you. Lots of people lose out over time without even knowing it because they're not aware that their money is just losing value every day sitting under their bed. Long story short, and we can take questions and people can throw me some bones and stuff here, throw me some good thoughts. Is that who is this for? It's for everybody. Everybody who is looking to get that return, who is looking to grow their wealth. It is somewhat an IQ test. People aren't willing to look into it. They're not willing to understand it. And I think that's why there's still value out there for people, even today in 2025. I think there's still value here. There's still a return here. It should not be something that's all in, even though that's kind of what I did. I think that that is a foolish idea. You want to spread out your risks and your returns. You don't want to be investing money you don't have. You don't want to invest money you can't afford to lose. But at the end of the day, I think this is for anybody who is serious about finance, serious about getting out of the cycle. And that's really what it did for me, and that's what I hope it can do for you guys. It's Monday, so I decided to do a little ranty intro. I don't know if you guys like it or not. I don't know. People in the chat just want to look at all the other coins. That's fine. That's fine. What's up, Das Peach? Jaded View. They seem to have little correlation with the value of the product of service of the company and more to do how the market makers want to use it to their advantage. I assume you're talking about meme coins and stuff, or just altcoins in general. You'd be right. It doesn't seem to be correlated at all to any kind of useful factor. Or at the end of the day, maybe it's that they just don't really have useful factors. I'm not sure. Good intro. Thank you, Ski Mask. It has dawned on me that new people will be entering the space slowly over time, right? And when they tune in and they see this, they probably just go, I'm done. I'm done here. I don't want to, I don't even want to start with this. So I thought we'd start with something a little friendlier. I thought there would be some hype today. I don't know if there is hype. Kind of doesn't feel like it. Thought there would be. Bitcoin hit $122,000 last night, wrecking this short. I stopped out here at like 126, and now it's like back down. You know, hopefully this ages as well. I thought there'd be a little spiciness here. This is a good move. Of course, we didn't break all-time high, but that's a good move, man. August really showing strength after finally flipping to a green monthly candle. Retaking that level, showing strength. This is what you want. This is the bullish outcome that we want to see. I know you guys want to look at Ethereum, but look at Ethereum. I've got some thoughts. We've got things to look at. How long did that take? That took like 20 minutes maybe. Not bad. Not bad. You got licked. Yeah, I got wrecked. 2x on ENA. You confirm it's possible. What's possible? That ENA can go up. 2x, 5x's, 10x's are hard to imagine. Oh, boys, I in my time, I have hit, what was it? Like some 1,000 x's? Like very rarely. But those ones were basically just luck. Hit some big ones, but they were basically just luck. Luck in casting the net, casting it wide. Doge comes to mind as one of the biggest gainers I was ever in. One sec, I'm just whipping up this caffeine here. Gotta get my creatines in. Gotta get that creatine in. There you go. For 50, what's up? How much longer to sell your Litecoin? Oh, bro. I mean, depends when you got in. I don't know. I'm not the person to ask when to sell Litecoin, bro. I've been in Litecoin for like better part of a decade. I'm right there with you. I'll let you know when I sell. How about that? There you go. I'll let you know when I do. I'm gonna get a little tunage. Hold up here. Let's settle in. We have a really spicy week ahead, dude. I'm so ADD now. I was focused for a little bit. Now I'm ADD AF. Good luck. This is a big week. Not only did we have huge job revisions last week, leading to almost guaranteed interest rate cuts coming in September. Weird. Who would have ever thought that we would get interest rate cuts in September? Probably only really smart people were saying that. Probably. On top of that, this week, coming in tomorrow, we have CPI, core CPI on Tuesday. Then on to Thursday, we have PPI, which is the manufacturing. Wait, no. I'm getting my terms. Either way, we'll just keep going. PPI, core PPI, and unemployment claims. Tuesday, Thursday. These are big numbers that the Fed looks at. The only one that the Fed really does look at that isn't on here, I would say, would be CPE. CPE. It's inflation metric minus what, food and energy costs, which seems really dumb that they would not. I don't know. Anyway, big week. Big week, and this is all off the back of interest rate cuts basically guaranteed coming in September. This is an interesting time. Das Peach said something interesting. The start of the stream was, so now we have interest rates coming, and we see like Ethereum rallying. Is it just getting baked in? Is it getting baked in? And then when the cuts come, it will already been front run. It'll already be reflected in the market. And I think you can even extrapolate and say, well, let's sell off. Probably. I think that in my memory is what has happened in the past. At this point, everybody knows. Everybody freaking knows that it's coming in September. Donald Trump has made a huge deal of the interest rate cuts every month of this year. Finally, we get the data that is going to suggest that we get them. September was the logical time anyway. Everybody knows. There's no surprise there. I think had the cuts been kind of a surprise, if we got that job data revision right before, like the week before the FOMC, yeah, maybe that could have played out a little differently. The good news, though, is that we have a bunch of time to go. So maybe more to be baked in, right? We're going to get into Ethereum. Ethereum is worthy to look at today for sure. In fact, I'm stoked. Where did this go? I'm stoked. My Ethereum long, baby. Let's go. Rocking and rolling. 405% on a cool 8.7K. When will I close this? I don't even know. Maybe we'll find out today. Maybe we'll find out during the live stream. I'll update you on the rest of the trades as well. If you could really quickly, double check, make sure that you have liked and subscribed to the stream as we settle on in here. I never turned on the music. Settle on in here. Getting into the more regular content. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, joined the community. Hold it. Let me continue the shill. I'm not good at multitasking. Where are my non-copyrighted tunes that I put on all the time? Here we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's too loud. Burning her little rainy day jams. I'll have to find another jam to put on soon. There we go. There we go. Liked and subscribed. Joined the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, as well as check out our partners in the video description below. Specifically, BYDFI, FEMX, two great exchanges you'll see me trading on here today. Sign up with them, you'll get some perks in our Discord. But more importantly, you'll get big bonuses. Some big old bonuses. No KYC, all the goodies. And you'll get me in your corner. If you ever have issues with these guys, you come to me, you let me know. I'll help you out. All right. Real quick, Flare. This has been a roller coaster. I probably should have just closed this a while ago, right? Nah, I'm not going to. That's kind of flagging out there above previous resistance. I'll keep it open. Probably should have closed it though. Peng trade. Peng up 160%, coming down a little bit again today. I'm gonna keep that one open. Doge up 146. That's another solid play here. These were all taken live. Hopefully we'll find some more today as we journey through together. Bitcoin trade here on BYDFI up 200%. I did close some of it here. I actually tried to open a short and I wanted to keep the long open. But I guess it closed, it like TP'd the long. I guess you can't have opposing positions open on the same ticker here. Did not know that. I thought you could. Okay. Yeah, we'll get more into trades later because there's some actually spicy stuff to look at. So hella nice there on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at our big time frames quick. 3-month candle, soaring. No signs of stopping. I would not be surprised to see August just rally all of August and then see September slow down, pullback. October, usually the launch month. November, December. Hopefully that's peak bull run by then, right? People keep saying the bull run's coming to an end soon. And it's interesting that people keep saying this now because we've been talking about, we've been talking on this channel how at the end of the year is the obvious 4-year cycle end, right? November, October, November, December. And people weren't really saying much about it until very recently. Now everyone is like, oh, well, it's going to end soon. Something tells me we're going to get an event that makes them change their mind. Because we can't all be like waiting. The market can't all be waiting. And then the top be there. It just doesn't work that way. It won't top until people say it's not going to top. It's never coming down. Hopefully more people start saying that. Monthly looks good. August was reclaimed. I'm just doing this for my own sake. Weekly failed to bullish engulf here. Still a pretty spicy candle, but basically just putting us where we were back at the first close in August, 19.5. I might have learned my lesson from shorting and getting stopped out there. I might have learned my lesson, but honestly, can I copy this? No, I don't know. Why? You see that? I moved this and then I hit undo and it's not undoing it. That's very weird. I'm just going to close this without saving. There we go. We'll come back to that. I was going to say, I might have learned my lesson from shorting, but looks like right about here is probably the next spot to look for a hedge. Like 119.5. We're right there. This is a chart I wanted to bring up. Shout out to Ninja Girl, but we've been watching it. Shout out to Ninja Girl. She's clearly watching it too. She's got a good eye. Bitcoin versus Euro. It's basically the last pair that has not broken all-time high. Bitcoin valued in euros. So a lot of you out there not operating in euros, unaware of this, has not broken its all-time high set right at the beginning of the year. 105,950 euros. Unbroken. All of these moves underneath that previous high. When we take a look at today's rally, it even brings us back to a pretty spicy spot. Exactly retesting July's high, 1047. Lower low into a higher high. This is starting to look kind of diamondy, which is not my favorite pattern. But I think I can say here that we've seen a lot of charts do this. I'm thinking like Ethereum, right? With this like test, lower low test. And we've seen them break. This is a very spicy chart. At the high of today, Bitcoin versus Euro was only 1% under its previous all-time high. And if you are looking for a signal for Bitcoin to break out, BTC USD, to break out, have another leg up, this is probably the best signal there is out there. Watch the Bitcoin Euro chart. If this breaks all-time high, BTC USD is almost certainly on its way to, 140, 150, another meaningful leg up. The amount of, energy here that is just wild. It's insane, actually, that a major currency has not seen an all-time high, yet the rest of the world has seen these all-time highs. Something doesn't sit right. The dollar has been exceptionally weak over this time period, and that could explain it for sure. But this is a big signal that I'm watching. We've looked at all the other ones too. GBP here. No. GBP here. The British pound. Shout out to all my UK bros. Kind of in a similar position, but has broken all-time high back in July. Pretty perfectly sold back under, acted as resistance here at 90,000 pounds. And then today, similarly to the euro retesting that high. I don't know, man. Now it's not the time to be bearish, I don't think. What do you think, chat? I don't think the time to be bearish is now. All of these charts, this is a magical thing about charts and TA. All of these charts are valid. They're all meaningful. Even if you don't, you know, I don't have any pounds. I don't trade in pounds. I get paid in pounds. But all this analysis is still meaningful. It's kind of magic. Kind of magical. Actually, is this green for the month? Yep. I want to see that on Euro. You green for the month too? Probably not. Yes. All currency pairs green for the month now. Pretty spicy. We're almost done. I know we're gonna get into Ethereums. I know you guys want to look at it really quick. Last thing for the corn. CME gap. Friday closed at 116.9. I call it 117. Today trade down to 119.1, leaving a pretty big gap here. Pretty big gap. Interesting. Interesting gap. What do you guys think? Is this getting filled this week? I'm going to put a poll up. Yeah, we're about to look at alts. Don't worry, bros. Will BTC fill the CME gap at 17K? Let's say yes this week. Yes in August. Nope. Time highs first. Let's see about it. There we go. You like filling them gaps? I bet you do, bud. Bet you do. Bet you do. CME traded up to 123,000, just shy of 123.6. Its all-time high. Another great signal potentially to be looking for is for CME to break its all-time high. Before BTC USD, it's a lower bar. It likely will do it first. Likely. Okay. CME, dollar, digging around. Ethereums. Let's go to Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. We can go look at other altcoins then. Ethereum blasting, man. Blasting. Is there resistance? There is. We do have one final resistance. The all-time high for Ethereum, 4,867. Monthly resistance clocking in at 4,600. Still a good amount of room to the upside for that. 8%, 9%, not bad. Not bad. Ethereum has retaken this descending high trend. I know this chart's a little messy, a little busy. Has retaken that high trend. That was something I was worried about at the end of last month and into even the beginning of this month when we sold off early August. Moving back into that triangle, showing us our worries were misplaced. Worries. Let me get rid of some of these because this is like hurting my head here. Just get rid of them on the month. There we go. Our worries were misplaced as Ethereum continues to blast. Just blast. It came out blasting, man. Monthly looking crazy. 4,600 the next upside target. Pretty simple, pretty easy analysis there. We put on a little bit of gain this week, not quite a whole percent. If we do see continued selling, I mean 4,100 was the resistance. Pretty much ignored it on the way up. Could be a re-entry. Let's keep zooming in though. Pressure. God dang. God dang, Bobby. Anybody watching New King of the Hill? I started watching it. It's pretty mids. It's pretty mids. But you know, that's the kind of show it is. It's just watchable. 3,700. 3,700. Yeah. Somewhere in this zone. 38, 37. If you see it fall back down, not a bad spot to look for an entry. Longing it right here is playing a dangerous game. What do you aim it for? 4,600. Stop at like 4180, 4150. Could be done. Every time I place a trade like that, it gets spanked though. So I'm not even gonna do it. I would definitely be careful longing Ethereum right here today, right at that 1618. Dangerous moves. I'd be looking for under 4,000. Do I think that's gonna happen? I don't know though, man. This shit is blasting. So for pretty much all of this period, this is a little bit more, maybe 100. Honestly, I think it's even farther back. Maybe the last year, until April of this year, I was playing a pretty simple game in trading. I was playing long Bitcoin and short Ethereum. You guys saw me do this for a very long time. What I liked about it is it kind of remains neutral as a position in a way, as Ethereum and Bitcoin rarely ever move in opposite directions for a continued or meaningful amount of time. And by being short one and long the other, what I was doing is trying to take the upside gain of Bitcoin and then hedge it with what was at the time a weaker asset, Ethereum. And since April, you've seen me flip bullish on Ethereum. And as this continues to gain against Bitcoin, the play is now kind of progressed to long Ethereum, short Bitcoin. So when I say that, I'm not saying though that I think Bitcoin is done, topped out, and it's not going to go up. When I say that, I mean as this net neutral position, taking advantage of the greater upsides of Ethereum while hedging it with the more kind of muted, I guess, downsides, well, less muted downsides of Bitcoin to remain somewhat position neutral. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't attempt this at home. Don't even try it. If you do, if you understand what I've been doing the last year or so, maybe take a look at it for your strategy, because this pair is still very juicy. Closed above 0.33 on FBTC, 0.5 is just lined up, man. Could see this, could see that. It is a dangerous game though. You know, we were looking for this move. It's a dangerous game to try to play these because it's just gonna be random. If Ethereum, you know, like should have retraced, should have been here, but should have doesn't matter. Should have is irrelevant. It's gonna be a hard game. This is likely going to move up very strong, very quickly until it's just done, until it tops in and it starts moving down. Makes the risk higher, but there's still a play there. You still have quite a bit of room on FBTC to move up. And as this is happening, throw it on over to Bitcoin dominance. Fell out of the channel, coming back to test that previous support as resistance. Rejecting here, that's like pretty full on alt season. If we can get back in the channel, I think we probably just have more delayed moves, slower alt moves, probably more sideways at BTC. At BTC though, or Bitcoin dominance, for some reason when I start seeing FBTC and I switch over to this, I just keep mixing them up. I just keep like switching them up when I talk about them in a row. It doesn't look bad though. Got a nice swing rejection here, right at the low, clear bull div. Bang. Just keeping us on the edge of our seats, really. What's that doing? Total? No, not Litecoin. Not Litecoin. Total. No one told me that Total hit an all-time high today. I didn't even notice. Did not speak about XRP yet. That'll probably be next. Total crypto market cap hit an all-time high and I didn't even notice. What? Let's go. Doesn't feel like it. Maybe that's why. It doesn't feel like it. $5 trillion's coming. Do you think we could hit 5 trillion by the end of August? I think we could. Bullish in golf, man. Total taking stage. Total more bullish because remember we looked at Bitcoin, failed the bull in golf on the week. Total bullish in golfing hitting all-time highs today, from last night to today. Of course, that sold back off, but still holding on to a little green candle there. Wow. If you wanted a bullish sign, if you wanted a bullish signal today, there it is. You were looking for it. It moved on the weekend, yeah, but it hit all-time high today. On the weekend, yesterday, it like retested the. Oh, no, yesterday it also broke slightly. Yeah, it broke yesterday, you're right. But then today, putting on those gains, damn. So what's running? Because Ethereum has put on some. It's likely actually from a lot from Ethereum there. Bitcoin almost back to its all-time high with Ethereum at a higher high. Makes sense. Makes sense. But is it solely from that? Let's take a look at some others. We'll do XRP, then we'll do Sol. It's not coming from XRP. What's interesting is we actually have seen this multiple times now when, for instance, Bitcoin dominance has dropped when Ethereum was rallying. And we looked at all the other top 10, like ADA, BNB. Most of them were green. XRP was red. Here we go. New all-time high market cap. XRP, technically it was elevated earlier, but sold dot off. What I'm kind of getting at is, seems a little against the grain, XRP. It doesn't seem, whoa, didn't have the cap on. My drink, not good. Seems a little against the grain. Like it seems to, I guess I'll use this glass as white. Seems to do kind of more of an inverse move than the rest of the market. Found resistance at 340. This doesn't look bad though. Momentum up. XRP BTC, it looks just like the USD pair. No indicators on it. No indicators on there. Let's go back to the dollar pair. 20-day. I think I placed this here on Friday or Wednesday last week. Again, 294 does look like it's still in business here. You can see XRP didn't quite hit the bullish engulf. It did trade and then rejected. Traded higher than rejected, closed lower, similar to Bitcoin. Green candle today, but it is a lower high. Holding on to that green, that's okay. You have this kind of just open candle here at $2.94. I think there is a long opportunity there for XRP. Right there, 294. This looks strong. We moved up to all-time high and it's just chilling there. It was at all-time high last month. Doesn't feel like it. Nothing feels like it. It all just, I don't know. It's because we're getting these all-time highs and then nothing's happening. There isn't a big explosive movement. Link, we'll look at Link. No cap, living it. Yeah, no cap shaking your water bottle. That's something, bud. It's not coming from Solana either. It really is like ETH and Bitcoin right now. Solana, just shy of 190. That weekly still looking very strong. If you're looking for entry, 162 still on the table. Same week, same open, same kind of analysis there for XRP. So close. So close. Weekly looking good too though. Coming up. 170. 170. Oh, I hate it. Dang. Look at that. Look at those moving averages on the day. That is unusual. The 200, the 100, the 50, all at 160. Actually, I can say this with confidence then. I can say this. Any long that you could take, any long that I would take on Solana, if it loses this low, 156, that's pretty low. If it loses 156, I'm out. I don't think it will though. I think there is a kind of a pretty lower than usual risk trade here, looking for an entry with a stop below these major moving averages. That's crazy. That is a powerful setup. What if we do this? What take profit do we need? At 3 to 1. 170 to 207. I like that. That's wild. It's so rare. In fact, I don't know of any other coins right now that have overlapped all those moving averages on virtually the same day in August. That's spicy as hell. Spicy. Okay. We'll get Link. Doge just moving sideways. Okay. People were asking about Link last week, and I don't know why. I don't think I looked at it. So let's find out. Link versus Bitcoin, he's got a little bounce there. That's not bad. A little bounce. Man. Not gonna lie though, that doesn't get me excited. This is exactly what Litecoin looked like for you forever. Still does. It's like strong bounce right to the top of a channel and then bleed. Strong bounce, bleed. Let's see if the dollar pair's got anything better though. Okay, breaking out. That's not bad. Not bad at all. See what our last analysis was. Not much. Not much. Failed inverse head and shoulders. Higher low. Higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, you're uptrending. That's good. Link has begun an uptrend as of what, this weekend? Moving right to resistance 2280. Let's see how that looks. Like this. I like a scalp at 1913. Something like that. I don't know how I feel about the short, but I think the short could also be played. I think the short could be played down there. Like that. This range right here. 2286 down to 1918. 1918, jeez. Money flow coming up. RSI kind of unspectacular, just right in the middle. A lot of moving averages. Similar, not the same, but similar. This is on the week as well. It says Solana just have all those moving averages right here. I can say that if you lose this, look out below. Probably doesn't take a genius to think that. You know, you have traded through these, you've broken them, you back tested them, and now you've moved higher and you've begun an uptrend. It's a good signal. It's not a satisfying signal as in like tomorrow you'll be rich. But it's a pretty solid signal for a longer term move in my opinion. You can see that on the daily and the weekly. I think Link will break 30. I think it'll break $30 by the end of the year. Bring back in on Monero. What are you doing? Monero kind of looks like trash. Kind of looks like trash there. Close that one. God, Polygon, maybe if it ever moves. Ever moves. Nevermore. Okay. Come back to Polygon at another date. Cardano, I know more people are looking at this with their night airdrop. How is it going? Cardano back to support again, back to resistance again. Really moving sideways in its value against Bitcoin. No uptrend established here on this chart yet. Let's go to the dollar pair. Not loud. Here's something cool. I'll tweet about this. Golden cross on the day coming for Cardano. What, tomorrow? Maybe the next day? Last time, November 2024, last time it rallied 300%. That's some good clickbait. That's some great clickbait. Who here wants to see Cardano rally 300%? Anybody? I mean, I do. I don't that much Cardano. I want to see it. I don't even really have Cardano. No, I do. I have it. It's still staked. Cardano is still staked from like 2017. Never moved. Last time it moved 315%. Let's take it from here. What, like $2? It actually looks kind of good. I should tweet this before someone else takes all the tweet glory. Should we do it that way, or I guess we should do it from the cross? Why? There's really there's no method to this madness. It's just the way I feel like doing it. What I think is the most just. 232% from the cross. Coming in again. You know, screw these circles. Let's put big arrows. You agree? Yeah, big arrows. Big arrows are better. What do you think? Randy. How you doing, Randy? Randy in the house. What's up, Crypto SJ? At the checkmark. I cannot say I've ever seen your channel, my friend. Crypto SJ. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. You got a lot of subscribers. Cardano game. Battlefield. Whoa. Wow. Oh, I see. Yeah, you do a lot of Cardano stuff. All right. ADA. Let's blast this out so no one can steal this. There we go. Nice little blurred hyperrune. Nice little bull post. There you go. Throw some love out there to the Cardano community. I want everyone's bags to pump. Here you go. There's the link. Midnight drop. Let's go. 2 pennies. I don't even know how many I got. Pump it, Jess. How you doing, Jess? There you go. Add them rocket emojis. Oh, I should have. No analysis is complete without rocket emojis. What's up, All Track? What's up, All Set? Who else is here? Now that I see Randy's here, anybody could be here. What's up, Ace of Hearts, AJ Healy, All Set, All Track, Brewman, CK, 𝐂𝐴𝐲 Loba, Cloud Chaser, Crypto Knight, Crypto SJ, our new buddy, Cryptogenic, David Middleton, Dylan K, Dylan Hill, Fossum Hodel, I am Jess, Autopilot, Jay Tice, Jeremiah, Crunk, Lucky Thoughts. What's up, boys? Boys and gals, Matthew Schmeedy, I am Jess, of course. Gold Dragon, Nirvana, Oh No, Y2K, Quarter Crawler, Randy. Former Miss Teen Crypto, or I guess still Miss Teen Crypto, in my heart forever. Randy, other Randy, Ravalion, Scrog13, Sebastian, Sealoss, Sneck is into it. Stairway B, Sin, Whale, Wojak, Yobi, your owner. Who else is here? Adam Buzzer, what's up, bro? Cherry City Bullies, David. Smash that like button. Do it. Smash that like button to pump Cardano. Hype it up. What's up, Midster? This chart's pretty cool. This chart's pretty good. At the end of the day, our golden cross is really that crazy? Are they something to be super stoked about? Not really. They at times. Honestly, I think it's just dependent on the market. And I will put this in ADA's corner, actually. The market's getting spicy. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. And it's coming into about the same time of year as last year when you saw this golden cross just blast price, right? If we're going to trade the cross, we probably do it this way. Probably do it this way. $72. Take the low. Like $1. It's a good risk reward there. Could do it like that. Betting on the higher high, betting on the uptrend continuing. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll keep that in my back pocket. Gina could stop by. Oh, Gina. Where art thou, Gina? Hope she's enjoying her new job. Satoshi bag drop. Love the shout outs. Love you, bro. Love all you guys. You guys tune in all the time. You're here all the time. XRP looking? It's looking. I mean, we went through it already. Do I think ADA will run harder than AVAX? Probably. I don't have super high hopes on AVAX. The chart just looks like crap. Every time I look at it, it just looks like crap. Let's see. Well, it is right at the entry. You know, this entry might not be great though. Kind of liking down here now. Okay, higher low, higher high. I don't remember when we placed this, but here we are. Probably back here. Probably got stopped out already. I swear, every time I look at this chart, though, it's like, yeah, dude, it's not great. AVAX might be a long for me if it comes on down to 1,000 sats, 1,100 sats. Could be a buy. We've seen. I probably would never bet on AVAX hitting a new all-time high against Bitcoin or something. But we have seen some very good plays. Ethereum, probably the most recent best example of this. We've seen some strong long plays when these coins eventually do hit these major levels. We see them make nice little bounces, even if they don't continue. And in that bounce, typically you see some nice USD gains as well. Ethereum really is the best example of that. Doggy in the chat. Randy, what are you looking at today? What are you doing? How's your day going? Always be a teen in your heart. That's right, you will. You have the energy. You have that young energy. Keep it. Hold on to it. It's a gem. Got that young at heart energy. I think I used to, and then I got old. I got old waiting for freaking Bitcoin to go to a bajillion. Randy, did you see that total hit all-time high today? Total crypto market cap all-time high today. BTC Dixie times Dixie is this one. BTC divided by Dixie, almost all-time high, but I realized that does divided by Dixie not make sense? Shouldn't it be multiplied by Dixie, right? Ooh, multiplied by Dixie. Multiplied by Dixie, it just broke all-time high actually. I was that alert. When you multiply by Dixie, I won't lie, they're kind of similar. Right there. Ray, you're good. Trying to hit 23,000 sub mark on YouTube. You guys, you should go follow the beautiful Randy Hipper. One of my favorite peoples. Go follow her. Follow her. Get her to 23,000. Do it. She's beautiful. She's a gal. She's smart. Into crypto. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? What more could you ask for? Nothing. Can't ask for more. Don't even do it. You got old too, brother. It happens out of nowhere. John, I feel you, man. I don't know. I really feel like it's these markets. Take a look at the pecans. Oh, I keep an eye on the pecans. The pecans. What's up, Duke? Also, guys, just insider scoop on Randy. Randy, the reason I love Randy, it's not because she loves Litecoin. I know, you probably think that. The reason I love Randy is just in person, her energy is immaculate. Just immaculate. Like, just the nicest, like, a person that you always want around you. You always want that energy around you. Like, 24/7. If she could, like, clone her energy and sell it, she'd be a trillionaire. Just sell it on the open market. Just like a little, like, robot hovers around you, follows you around with that energy. I'd buy it. All in. Look at Tron, boys. Tron is about to blast. Tron's about to blast. This is the crazy... honestly, Tron is not Bitcoin. I don't believe in Tron the way I believe in Bitcoin. But Tron is probably the craziest chart in crypto. The craziest chart. And it's compounded by the fact that no one ever buys Tron. Like, nobody... nobody. I don't know. No one talks about Tron. It is just the most bonkers chart, dude. 2018. Look at this. All-time high. Look at this. Look at this recovery. It just, like, never retraces. It just crawls up. What's up, Pernes? Answer a question. You got ape? Is it possible to exchange it for Bitcoin or ETH? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. From your wallet? Probably, I don't know. Honestly, trading from a wallet in that way is not a great idea, usually because you pay crazy fees. Probably what you would have to do is move it to an exchange that has ape, which is probably most of them. I doubt they have like an ape ETH or ape BTC pair, so you'd probably have to go from the ape to dollars and then from dollars to Bitcoin or ETH. You wouldn't trust it? Not asking anybody to trust it. Not mine. Not what I'm doing here. I have bought Tron over the years. I use USDT on Tron. I've like very lightly accumulated it over, I'd even say the last year or two. Very lightly. I don't know, bros. Is it insider trading? You know what it really is? So one, it just doesn't have hype. There's no retail, like new hype retail buying it and selling it and getting screwed, right? I would say its volatility has been really low, so it hasn't been a traded favorite coin either. Maybe a little bit back in November, but that's when XRP was going nuts, so probably nobody noticed except for us. And so on top of those factors, the core of it is definitely a centralized coin. And so when a coin is centralized, when you control the supply, you control the price. Justin Sun has a very big incentive to control the price. And yeah, I mean, look at it. Yeah, I don't have any... don't sue me, Justin Sun. Don't sue me, anybody. I don't have any evidence for this. This is just like how I view the space. It's not just Tron, but like this chart looks like something that, you know, is being directed in a direction, being pushed in a direction. I guess what you have to think is, well, at the end of the day, you still can buy it and you can still sell it, right? You could still have bought it. You can still sell it here. Like, it's real. It's real. It's just probably the volume is coming, I would say, from not a lot of sources. Not a very diverse set of sources, right? So, should you trust it? No, don't trust anything, man. Don't trust crap. But I don't know. This chart's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Tron makes a big old friggin' move this year. It did last year. Went from 18 cents to 45 cents in a month. I don't know, maybe $1. I think $1 would be a great target. To 33 cents, do with that as you will. Not financial advice. It's a crazy chart, man. Hype the likes. Thank you, 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. We are all Randy. There's a lot of Randys in crypto. It's interesting. Wasn't he part of Luna and Crash It? I don't know, man. Probably. Probably. Tron has a Bitcoin treasury? I don't doubt it. What's cracking, Tony? How you doing? God, what's up, bros? I missed all of you. You have a good weekend. Chart reminds you of Luna. Well, you know, like you can say we can lull at it, right? We can do whatever. Again, not saying trust this. You guys know there are sometimes charts that I wish didn't look good, but charts are charts. This is 2018. It got almost 10 years of date, like 10 years of trading. This isn't like Luna in the sense of it launched 3 months ago and it's crazy, right? It's almost 10 years. Do with it as you will. Do with it as you will. I don't want to defend Tron anymore. That's not why I'm here. It's not why I'm here. It's not my goal. I'm just saying charts are charts, and that chart's crazy. Sometimes crazy charts don't do, yeah, sometimes they don't do what we think they do. Sometimes they do think. Sometimes they do what we do think they do. All right, enough of that. Pudgy Penguins, that trade was fire. Still fire. Was fire, is fire, still fire. 2,000 likes soon. Let's go. Can we get that right now? Can we get 2,200 likes? 2,000 likes. Can we get 200 likes today? These streams have been a little brutal. Been a wee brutal. Tom's hilarious. Thank you, Randy. Thank you for lying to me. I appreciate them. I appreciate those lies. Sweet, sweet lies. Come on, Euro. Let's see. Today's winner, though. Today's winner. Chart winner is definitely Total. Total all-time high. Or Cardano for the stream. For like the in-stream alpha. You know, clip that. Clip that one. Maybe. Clip that, chat. What else? Did I get any other alerts? What else is spicy? Zora. What the hell is Zora? You guys made me look at the weirdest stuff. When total 5 trillion? I mean, you look at the chart. I would say soon. I would say I was like, do you guys think, oh wow, actually. Wow. I was like, do you guys think 5 trillion by the end of this month, by the end of August? And I was like, that's possible. That's possible, man. When things move, we're so conditioned to think that nothing is going to move, and that when things hit highs, they're just going to stop. And like, there has always been a time in these markets, in my experience, not in this cycle, but in my experience, where that all gets blown out of the water, and it's just like up, 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 only up, and it moves way faster than you'd think.
Chicago.
It seems right. Look at this chart. I don't know when we looked at Zora, but check this shit out. All-time high came perfect back to that order block. Boom. That's a fire chart. I wouldn't touch it right now. Perfect measured move target. Perfect from the order block. Wow. Where are we at now? Let's take it. 1618. 10 cents. I can see this trade. 10 cents, 9.8. 10 cents. Basically back to 50% gain. %, gain. I think 2 to 1. You can see that. That's an interesting chart. That's clean. I like when charts are clean. Got in at Zora at 1 cent. Let's go, bro. Well done. Well done. Crypto era. Well done. That was your call, Randy? Hell yeah, bro. Randy, you have brought me some gems. You definitely have brought me some gems. What's up, Untexas? Just ate a pancake. I want a pancake. Randy's got a crush on Tom. I mean, Tom's got a crush on Randy, so that's fair. That's fine. That's fair. What's up, Moggy? How are you? Good to see you. Snack still snacking, dude. High or low? Cardano, I think, looks good. And maybe Cardano has like a little bit of downside in its future. in the more immediate future. That might line up actually a lot with what I just deleted here. Kind of the pullback and then a move. This neck looks good. Probably gonna fall like track with Cardano though. Let's look at ooh. Okay, we're on the 1 hour. Oh, Litecoin, whoa, Randy, whoa, Litecoin, whoa. This actually is filling me with hopium. Break back test of 1,000 sats. What? I'm so jaded on saying long Litecoin. It has bit me so many times in the past. Been bitten so many times. But that's the play though. That's the play. That is the setup. Shoulder, head, shoulder break, neckline, back test neckline. That's literally the play. Literally the entry of the inverse head and shoulder. Back test of the neckline. Dollar pair, I would say, kind of agrees here. I think the next move is what's the next upside target then? What's the dollar upside target? 135, son of a bitch. 135 up to 150 maybe. This is what I would like to see. Damn, look at that. I've been so jaded, it's gotten under my skin. Break back test move. This is what you want to see, something like that. Maybe just up to 200. Litecoin might be a go. Oh God, so many times have I said that. So many times I have been sad. Let's say 117. That's how big stop loss. 2 to 1. There you go. Back test previous daily resistance. You've closed higher. This trade might look like this. Might look all the way up to 135, back to 115. I actually like it. I have to be extra careful because of my biases. You don't want Litecoin to run yet? Well, the end of the cycle, man. Litecoin. If it was only at the end of the cycle, then that would mean that we've never had a cycle end. Let's be real. Never had a cycle end at this point. BNB. BNB is probably good. Probably good to go. Been calling for 1,000 since last year. We haven't been wrong, just hasn't happened yet. NPC, alright, I'll pull it up. I bought some NPC a long time ago. I'm probably cooked. Probably fried on that. It might not be. Time is it? 2:46. All right. Started a little late. 3.8 cents. Okay. Cheeky low back test, closed higher. Cheeky little 3 cent back test. Okay. Very cheeky. Still there. $0.03. 2.9. 3% downside. Okay. I actually get a pretty good risk reward there doing that. Draw it down a little, 4%. Yeah. Let's do it. I'll take that one. Trading on BYDFI. Check them out. I'm going to take a little Whole trade ski. Let's see. Actually, I don't even know if I might have to move funds around. No. Do we not have it? Interesting. They have it spot. They have it spot. But they don't have perps. Let's see. Femex. I want it perp though. I don't want it spot. Interesting. That's weird. Femex and BYDFI both just have it spot. I don't want to play it spot though. You know what? Let's screw it. We'll just do this. Ready? There you go. There you go. Is it like any real amount of money? No, $100 bucks or whatever. Just fishing. Only because I can't find perps for it. When? CME gap. That's right. What do you guys think? 50% of us think the CME gap gets filled this week. 22% in August. So 72% think that we're filling it before all-time high. That's actually interesting. By the way, guys, have you hit the like button, the subscribe button? Do it. Uni. Yeah, somebody was asking about Uni earlier. Let's see. I remember looking at Uni recently and thinking there was a play. Let me see. Oh, that's pretty beautiful there. Boom. 860, boom, higher high. 13. I don't really have like an entry or anything. I don't have an entry or anything, but 13 on Uni. Could just go up from here. It's not a huge move. Don't like this macro though. I don't like this lower low shit. Get that out of there. Crow. What? Just when we thought Crow was dead. Oh wow. Regged. Riggedy regged. There. Great. No, you gotta love this. TradingView is gonna bonk up like the only good entry here. The only good entry on these. That's so beat. Negative $170. Yes. A very normal place for me to put a stop loss. Maybe I'll go back and find them. I can fix them. That's not bad. It's coming back to life. No comment. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Maybe you're looking for 15 cents. Crow woke up, yeah. We just pulled up Uni. Looking for like 13 on Uni. What's up like the most this week? ENA. Someone said they made a 2x on ENA. Recently. CRV. What's up, Derek? Just for you, CRV. Wow. Look at this. This aged so well. So just one sec. We did this a long time ago, right? We did this like when this launched and people were all hypey, and we were talking about a layering buys to try to like smoothly enter this. We talked about just using the fib tool, mapping out these levels, and then pyramiding our buys down. So like 100 at 80, 100 at 68, 100 at 55, 200 at 42, and then 300 as a final buy at 30 cents. Look at how well that aged. Yeah, you were underwater. It hit 19, it came back down to 22. You're underwater, but look at that. Now above all these buys, the average of these buys, I want to say maybe it's going to be like around here, like 40. So just by doing that layering, you're up 75%, setting it, forgetting it, walking away. That's awesome. It's great when that happens. It held the low. Dollar? Looking at dollar, looking at 90 cents on the month. Probably wick to $1, close under 90. Averaged entry 27 cents. Nice. That's great. And that was just like a hypothetical. I was like, this is just like a lazy, easy way to do it. And it was back when we only had these candles too. I remember it was, we only had like the starting candles. Took some balls if you did that. For Derek Merrill, CRV. Because he's the man, the myth, the legend. Okay. All right. 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 So definitely this was concerning for CRV. Breaking its previous bear market low. This I don't hate. Didn't fully test. Maybe it did. 132 looking very likely. I like this setup though. It's moving slow, but you have higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high here. I think you're looking to retest 132. Capitulation. End the downtrend. Downtrend was over in November of last year. I think you see this. I have to look at this against Bitcoin quick. Lagging. Rolling over. Derek Merrill, you might have found yourself a little gem here. A little gemmy. 132, man. 132 in play. In play. I would definitely look at TP a perp like 132. If I was in spot, probably shave some off if I was in nice profit. Aim for 240. $5. Layer up. I think DOT is dead. Maybe. Nah. I don't know. Dead. DOT had a lot of printing of supply, didn't it? Alts are killing me, dang. Did I still hold FLR? I do. I should have closed it, Nikki, but I have it open. DOT, so like, is DOT dead? I don't know, but DOT is. It is. Right here. I think that selling DOT right now probably be a mistake. I think you want to watch this bounce against Bitcoin. I'll admit it's been sitting here for like 2 or 3 months now. Will it go back to all-time high? I don't know, man. I think you get higher prices on it though. 𝐂𝐻? I don't even know what 𝐂𝐻 is. You're 𝐂𝐻. You're 𝐂𝐻. Hold up. I've got to the point of the stream where I have too many charts open. Too many. Too many. Thoughts on 𝐂𝐻? We just looked at 𝐂𝐻 briefly, and I didn't really have anything definitive to say, but it woke up, pulling itself up. 𝐂𝐻. Yeah, it is a knife. I mean, this is like the first support it could bounce from. 0036. Could be a play. It's really knifey though. Probably too knifey for my style. The drawdown's just too much for me. Like, from that support, and this is like the first support on the month. From that support, you don't get anything else for another 81% down. Oh, nah, it wasn't quite right, but you get the point. 79% down. I mean, it's a knife. I could see that playing 1.6 cents. You got a lot of inefficiency there. It's kind of weird. You don't see many charts like this. You don't see many charts like this. I guess it's the timing, June 22. Keep an eye on it. Ethereum looks like it's going to go higher today. Okay. It's almost 3 o'clock. What time did it start? Like 1:30? I've lost all track of time. Feel the rug pull. You got good intuition, my friend. You got good intuition. You know me too well. It's been a good stream though. Somebody asked, I still have Flare open. Yes. Trading on BYDFI. Go sign up with them. They're our exchange partner. You'll get big bonuses on deposits, like 20% or something. I don't know, big. No KYC. You got lots of pairs, lots of leverage, lots of everything you need. If you have any issues with them, you can always come to me. I offer that to you if you use my link. You'll also get VIP roles in our Discord if you sign up. Sign up with BYDFI. No KYC. Start trading today. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. We're live here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, baby. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Richard Hartcoins will probably outperform everything in crypto. That's an interesting bet, bro. It's an interesting bet. Because to my knowledge, they have not done much yet. Maybe they will. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. What else? Live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Giving you the best of the best, baby. Did Andy ever come back and tell us how his 50x long went? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure, wasn't he the guy though that we looked at it and we're like, bro, that would have worked out. He probably panic closed it anyway. Probably. Anyway, it's been a good stream. If you didn't catch the beginning, go back and catch the beginning. You got some good alpha. Good stuff for everybody who can invest in Bitcoin. Check it out. Been a good stream. We're going to be live again Wednesday at the latest. If Bitcoin blasts off here again, goes to all-time highs, we'll be back earlier. Yeah, I should have closed Flare. Should have closed it a few times, but whatever, man. I'll just keep it. It is what it is. You'll join us on Wednesday. Put it on your calendar. We have a big week ahead. Very big week. Big numbers coming. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, be here on Wednesday. I love you guys. Catch you in the Discord.